it's Kate Griffiths here from Whole Self Leadership, and I'm coming on today because I want to talk to you about fear. Now, despite what some people will tell you, that fear doesn't exist and we should eradicate it, in my experience it's very much a part of the human existence, and it's really what we're here to do is to learn how to be with fear, to actually take it in to the core of our being rather than resist it. And what's been helping me with this exploration is a fabulous book which I've been reading with Conscious Conversations Book Club, the book club I run, and that is called How Not to Be Afraid. And I love this book partly because you can tell it's been written by an Irishman. It's very lyrical. I love the fact that it's an independent book, and I love to support people like that, so that it ticks a lot of the boxes for me. And what's wonderful is that those who are in the book group are really enjoying it. So in this week's episode, or chapter 5, Gareth talks about how the story that we tell ourselves can be a shelter. It can help us, protect us from the howling winds outside, quite literally, but also metaphorically. And I guess I want to start by sharing a tip that he gives in his book, because I think it's a fantastic one as a way of dealing with fear. What he suggests is that you sit down if you don't feel you don't have any fears. Just sit by yourself and get into a meditative state, a place of stillness in your heart, and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And if you do that for about 10 minutes, you will feel something and get a sense of what that is. And then the idea is to personify that fear, to give it a voice, maybe a name, like a person, and to seat it in a chair opposite you and to have a conversation with it. Because if we think about most of the ways we talk about fear, we're battling with a fear of failure, or we're struggling with a fear of heights. And it's all of the analogies, the euphemisms relate to war and resistance, really. And it's only when we embrace something that it stops having dominion over us, really. So he suggests that you personify it. See it as a person. Perhaps it is a person that you're afraid of. And if you can, as you converse with it, see what are they afraid of? What are they afraid of losing? Or what have they already lost? And that will give you a different perspective and perhaps enable you to be in a different kind of relationship with them. And I love this because it talks about loss and losing stuff, and that's very relevant to me and my family. And I wanted to share this spritzer, bring that in, so you can see it's a beautiful green, very bright green, like the springtime, so it feels really relevant for today, because today is the 1st of February, so for pagans that's Imbolc, the start of spring, and so that freshness is resonant in that bottle. And also because it's sort of like telling a new story, sort of freshening the way that we look at things, the perspective. So what you might want to do is have a spritz, and when you rub your hands together, there's a beautiful sort of lemony freshness about it. And the thing about Green Angel and why it's relevant to this episode or this story is that it helps you find lost things. And at the weekend, my husband, who has 2 phones, a work phone and a personal phone, lost his work phone. And he asked us, and we didn't know where it was. I said, maybe he left it at work, because he'd come in mid-afternoon on Saturday. It'd been very late, and I thought it was quite likely he just left it on his desk, and he thought that was possible. So we let it go, And I said to him, let me know on Monday morning if you found it. Anyway, he didn't find his phone. Came back last night. It's really a bit cross about it, and we're talking about where it might be. And I was trying to make helpful suggestions, which just made him more irritated. You can probably imagine it. And then I said to him, well, I've got a way that you can find it. It's really different. It's not so much based on the logical brain of where did I last have it, where did I possibly leave it. He said, well, go on then, what is it? And I explained to him about Green Angel helping you find lost things, and that you spray it and then you visualise holding the item in your hand and what it looks like, what it's made of. And very often, especially if you say when you want to have it, like the next day or whatever, it turns up. Anyway, I told him this and he just laughed. Oh, that's stuff and nonsense. I'm not doing that. I don't think the way you do, and so on. And so I let it go. Anyway, he came back tonight. He still hadn't found it. And so I asked him, would you like me to look for it? So he said yes. So I went through the whole ritual of spraying on my hands and sort of thinking and so of visualising where it might be. And I got the idea of 2 places. So I went and looked, and it was actually in the second place. So I came back and I said, oh, I think I found your phone. Is this it? And he goes, yes, it is. Where was it? And I have to own up at this point. I said, oh, it was in one of my handbags. And he laughed, and we both laughed, because probably I saw it, thought it was mine, put it in my bag and went somewhere and forgot that I'd done it. Who knows? But fortunately we were able to laugh and to just dissipate all the angst. And also obviously we had found the item, so it made it a lot easier. But in another way it brought us closer together, which was lovely, in our different ways of being. So I thought I'd share that with you. I hope you enjoy it. And even if you're not in the Conscious Conversations book club, you can follow along with me each week, because I share a new video about the next chapter. And you can read the book for yourself. And I can definitely recommend it and guarantee it, and that you will learn something new about working with fear. So take care, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.